Steve here. Welcome back to the channel. It's time for Ask Wrestle Juice once again. You guys gave me a bunch of great questions 2 weeks ago, but a lot's happened, so I'm not going to do those leftover ones. I put up a new thread on the community tab thing. So, yeah, apologies if you left it quick. Maybe I'll go back and answer some of those at another time. First up, oh, by the way, do me a favor, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. First up, Roy Costin asks, with rumors of NXT 2.0 falling out of favor with the higher-ups, how would you reboot 2.0, and how do you think they will reboot 2.0? Now, keep in mind, it's only been 4 months since 2.0 has been a thing. Of course, we made a big to-do about it, both here on Wrestle Juice and over there at Going in Raw. Let me preface it by saying this. The source of this particular rumor is a wrestling account. I'm sorry, a Twitter account, not a wrestling account, a wrestling Twitter account called WrestleVotes. And they've, in the past, had some degree of accuracy with their rumors. However, I've kind of noticed that as of late, I mean, going back like a year, for the most part, they tweet out inside source rumor stuff that can't really be verifiable. Like, for example, they tweeted out that Finn Balor was slated by the higher-ups at USA or at Raw or whatever to take over the Drew McIntyre role. Finn is going to get a big push, and obviously that's not happening. Finn has fallen out of favor. Now, it's entirely possible that was the plan at one case. It's just difficult to verify whether or not this is true. They also tweeted out that on the night that Braun Breaker had his first match with Tommaso Ciampa, prior to the match, they said, sources say this is going to be Braun's big night. Well, he lost that match, and he didn't win it until a couple months later at Halloween Havoc, was it? No, it wasn't Halloween. It was New Year's Evil. So you could interpret that as, hey, this is the start of his story to getting the title, but it really felt like they were saying he was going to win the title at New Year's Evil. So with this particular rumor, I say take it with a grain of salt. Nothing against WrestleVotes. Maybe they do have people. Maybe they do. Just as a person who sort of works in the business of looking at dirt sheets or whatever, wrestling journalists, Twitter accounts, whatever, and figuring out who's onto something and who has a better track record. Like Sean Ross Sapp has an amazing track record. It's clear that dude knows a ton of people. WrestleVotes, I always sort of look at them and not tongue in cheek, but with a grain of salt. With this rumor of NXT 2.0, with WWE being disappointed in it, I mean, it seems, again, kind of obvious that they would be disappointed in it. Why wouldn't they be disappointed in it? They haven't really created anybody beyond Braun Breaker as like a breakout star. It's not like people are going now in droves to go see NXT 2.0. I don't think you can consider NXT 2.0 a success in that the point was to do better than NXT 1.0 was doing. And it was to create stars. Now, it's only been 4 months, and so many of the people they've spotlighted only signed with the company in February without having any prior professional wrestling experience. So this is kind of in the Captain Obvious boat. Of course they're going to be disappointed, but at the same time, what do they expect? What did you expect was going to happen? You were going to just all of a sudden flip a switch and all these people were going to be well-known household names that everybody's going to love? No. The presentation is dog shit. The creative is all over the map. You fired half the people there that were doing anything good, and so now it's even worse. I don't know. Part of me kind of wishes that they would just tell Triple H, hey, let's flip a switch and you got it back now. Hire all your old people back. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Their ratings have been going down. I'm not sure how much lower they can go before USA is like, hey, this isn't worth our time. So, I mean, how should they reboot it? It's sort of beyond saving at this point. You can't take it to where it was because half those people are gone. Over half those people are gone. Like everybody in their creative was gone. So you can't take it back to what it was. I don't know what you do with it. You probably just change the name into something else. and then just try for another revamp of it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's only been 4 months. What are you going to do? Can't do anything. Would you call it Gunther Pro Wrestling? Not a terrible idea. The JM Domingo says, just watched your video about building Triple H's promotion. I really dug that DXW logo you did. What are your all-time favorite and maybe least favorite wrestling logos? My least favorite logos is WCW's, both their rebrands. Both when they changed from their old traditional one to like the one that looked like a spider web or whatever it was. That was terrible. That was ugly. And it was great because if you read the Guy Evans Nitro book, he even goes into that where he says, yeah, this logo was terrible. And nobody backstage thought that it was actually going to be used. And then it was. And then the WWE version of the WCW logo was awful too. One of my favorites, I mean, come on, they're classics. The NWO logo was always one of my favorite. One that I sort of became acquainted with a couple of years ago, AAA, when they had their faction Mad. That was a really cool logo. You could just Google it, look it up. I could put it right here on the screen, but I'll probably forget while I'm editing this. Yeah, I thought those were all pretty good. A lot is like the old school ECW logo, very 90s. I really like that aesthetic. So yeah, but no, the NWO, that's like that's an all-timer right there. Let's see here. Darius the Great. When Triple H comes back to work on NXT, do you think there will be any significant improvements to 2.0, or will Pritchard's creative handcuff him? I have serious doubts that Triple H is going to come back to NXT. I honestly do not think that is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. If he were to come back, there'd be some weird power struggle between him and Pritchard. I think Triple H is out. I don't see any possibility for him to come back. Let's see here. R. Griff Giants. From now till the end of 2022, how far do you think AEW should push Hook? By the end of 2022, could we see a big pay-per-view match like at Full Gear that has Hook versus Starks for the FTW title? Yes, I think that you could do by the end of 2022 Starks versus Hook for the FTW title, because that is not that big of a match. I think that's actually a perfect place for Hook to land by the end of 2022. And then you build upon that. Maybe mid-2023, he enters into the TNT title scene. If he continues to progress, if you're not going to put him on the mic, have Taz be his Heyman. So yeah, as long as he continues to progress in an organic way, the crowd continues to be behind him, then yeah, I think that's a cool idea. Let's see here. Dan Hursty, would you want to see Christian challenging Cody for the TNT title live on pay-per-view? Yeah. Because I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Christian lose too. Jason Lewis, what are your feelings about the 2004 Royal Rumble? I feel like it's an above average Rumble that gets buried because of who won. 2004 was Benoit. Didn't Benoit start off in like the 1 or 2 spot in that one? That's a pretty cool story right there, but the dude went ahead and murdered his family. So, what are you going to do about that? I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch. It's probably been a while since I've actually watched that pay-per-view or that actual Rumble match. Lemon Lees, if you could create a new gimmick/character of wrestling, what would it be and who would you want to portray it? Oh, wow. What a great question. I would create, what there needs to be? I feel like they're almost kind of there with Carmelo Hayes, but like an arrogant athlete type with a big entourage. Like I would take my friend Cal Jack and I would make him where he'd ditch the Grizzly stuff. I don't know. You'd probably just call him Cal Jack because that's a great name. And then you'd give him like some sleek, like European type outfit, like Euro club shirts and stuff. Like he's he's got flamboyant dress style, because a lot of the dudes like Conor McGregor in UFC, a lot of the UFC dudes, they dress very flamboyantly, very stylish, and they've got the entourages and stuff. That's what I do. I do that with Cal Jack because he's a big old dude, and I think that dude is totally underutilized. We should see a lot more Cal Jack. He's great. Let's see here. Chabli Asuncion, do you think Mustafa Ali publicly asked for his release caused them not to grant it? It's impossible to say. I don't know. I don't know if he asked for it in private and they said no, and then he asked for it in public and they said no. I don't know what the story is there. I really don't. there seemed, if I remember correctly, there seems to be more people who have been denied after they asked for it publicly than have been approved, than have been released after they've asked for it publicly. I think I remember Andrade said that he asked for it publicly and then he got it. With Ali, I don't know what the deal is. I really don't. It doesn't seem good. F-Pop says, who are the most underwhelming but least possible, but at least possible Rumble winners this year? Underwhelming Rumble winners would be guys like, I don't know. Like, I guess if Brock, it would be telegraphed if Brock lost his world title and Roman won his, and then Brock went into the Rumble. It'd be kind of telegraphing that. Like, you'd just know as soon as he got in, oh, he's going to win this thing, isn't he? So, yeah, I'd go, I don't know, Brock, at least possible. Geez, who's even possible? Like, it's Brock, it's Big E. Big E, I think Big E would be cool. I think Big E would be cool because it'd be like, oh, wow, they might actually be telling a story for Big E. That's a possibility. So I think that'd be kind of cool. I feel like everybody who's possible, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Like Rey Mysterio would be cool. He's on the cover of 2K22. Let's see here. Deadpool nerd. Why does WWE seem to regress rather than progress? It feels like the same show they produced since 2007. I don't know, because Vince is super old and he can't figure out what the cool shit is now. So he just sort of reverts to, what's big? Let's just do Roman versus Brock all the time. Let's see here. Do you think, Alex Cooley, do you think next 2.0's NXT 2.0's ratings get to the point USA doesn't renew that TV deal? Yup, I sure do. That's a possibility. Mark Flay, what's the top 5 worst names WWE have come up with? Or if that's too many, top 3. Dewdrop, Gunther, and I'm going to do a whole video about this next week, by the way. I'm doing a video about this. But my right now it's Gunther, Gunther, Dewdrop, and probably Bastion Booger. Let's see here. Luca Farrell. We'll end on this one. Who do you think will be WWE's best male and female wrestlers of 2022? Roman and Bianca? Unless Bayley comes back and makes a big push like before the middle of the year. I think it's probably going to end up being Bayley when she comes back. That's going to be a big deal. So I'm going to say Bayley. And who do I like? Who's out there? And who's the or AJ Styles now that he's solo again. Maybe if they give him a push, probably Roman though. Roman or Brock. They really are good wrestlers. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. All this stuff that I talked about. How would you reboot 2.0? What would you do if they gave you the keys to the kingdom? Yeah, check out one of these other videos over here. There she is over there. There's the obligatory shot of my dog. Look, how cute is she? I think, her eyes are like doing that thing where she's totally dreaming. Look at that. She just dreams. Bye, everybody.